What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Thank you for tuning in, however you're listening, whichever platform. But before I get started, be sure to follow me on Twitter at I am Manny Wilson. Now, I want to get into this Russell Westbrook thing. Clearly, he wants to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder because his best man, his buddy Paul George, went to go play with Kawhi Leonard, and they're about to go do some damage. But that's a whole nother story. I want to talk about Russell Westbrook. Often it's this narrative around the league that Russell Westbrook is impossible to win with. You can't win with Russell Westbrook. He can't win, and he can't win. He's not a winner. These are kind of things people say about Russell Westbrook. He's not a winner. He's going to run the co-star away. They look at Kevin Durant. They see KD left, and he got him a few rings. Now the same thing is kind of happening with Paul George because Paul George is about to he's about to get some rings with Kawhi Leonard. But that's a different story. I don't really want to argue on that topic because that's a different story. The thing with Russell Westbrook, here's the thing with Russell Westbrook. He is a player we know he's full throttle at all times. Every point in the game, he's gonna play hard. He's gonna give you maximum effort every play. But his thing is for control. He needs the control, and he's in desperate need of a head coach. Desperate need of it. He needs someone. He needs a solid coach on his side to tell him to calm down and help him understand the game better. Help him with his IQ and be able to control his emotions and on the court and his energy level all the time. He needs a coach to be able to help him with that kind of thing and control his emotions on the court and be able to make better decisions, because a lot of times in crunch time, Westbrook doesn't make the best decisions. We've seen that in the playoffs over and over. We've seen that with Paul George over and over, and sometimes it's just a small amount of things. He needs a system to play in. Oklahoma City does not have a system for him to play in. They just go out there, play basketball, throw up shots, let's run a pick and roll and see what we can get from it. That's all they do. That's all they do. You don't see any sets. You don't see any set plays. You don't see any kind of format throughout the game. All you see is them running up and down the court and just hoping for the best. That's all you see. And you can't, with a talent like Russell Westbrook, you can't have someone that good not be able to play in an efficient system. If you tell him to just go out there and play, that's the kind of results you're going to get. Him going out there and playing. He's not going to make the best decisions because he's just going out there and playing. Is going to play off effort and try his hardest, without thinking twice about the system and without thinking twice about slowing things down, because he's full throttle at all times. And Billy Donovan is not helping him understand the game better. I do believe if he goes play with a coach that helps him understand the game better and sit him down on the side, like I'm saying, bring him to his side, like as the coach, and bring him to the side and say, look, Russ, look, I get this is the kind of player you are. Look, this is what you do and this is what you do. But if you want to be successful, you're going to have to change up a little bit and do things this way. You can still play your game, you still do you, but you're going to have to sacrifice some things and play the game a little bit different. That way our team can be elevated, and you'll also you'll elevate your game by winning more and more. You'll fall in love with winning. That's the main thing. And I think he needs that coach to help him realize that, because at the moment, all he's doing is full throttle. Playing with Oklahoma City is no organization. There's no organization at all. He's just running up and down the court, full throttle, jacking shots up, and everything is okay because he's the only person on that team. He needs to be held accountable for certain things and certain mistakes. Although he may hold himself accountable at different times where he made mistakes, he needs a coach to educate him at the times where he has made mistakes. That way they will not happen again, because we've seen them happen over and over and over again. The last 4 minutes of a ball game and Russell Westbrook has the ball in his hands, people are getting scared. If you're cheering for the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you're cheering for a different team, you want Russell Westbrook to keep jacking shots up like that. He's not supposed to, as an NBA player, if you know you're not the best shooter, and I'm all with shooting with confidence, and I'm all with, playing with confidence and stuff like that. But if you know you're not the best shooter on your team, you do not need to get into a pissing contest with Damian Lillard. Not at all. Not at all. He's an elite shooter in this league, and you don't need to get into a pissing contest with Damian Lillard. No. That should have been handled differently. And at the time, a solid coach So I know I'm reaching high at this point, but a Greg Popovich or something. I know he talked about going to Miami, and their exposure would help. And also, I'm a Detroit fan, so I have to bring it up. We don't have enough space for Russell Westbrook right now, but even Dwayne Casey could help Russell Westbrook and slow his game down in terms of building his IQ is what I mean by slowing his game down, because helping his IQ would help him so much better because he's so athletic, and everybody knows that athleticism does not last forever. In the NBA, it does not last forever. You get your certain amount of years of being athletic, jumping all over the place, running up and down the court all freely, and then eventually you're gonna have to try and change that game up. You're gonna have to change your game up in different ways and be effective in many different ways, especially if you're a point guard. You're gonna have to learn how to still be effective without bouncing around the court and zipping up and down the court. You still gonna have to learn that. And if Russell Westbrook stays with he's not staying in OKC. That I'm sure that's not happening. But if he goes to play with the coach who's not at a top tier level, his game is gonna stay the same. His game is gonna stay the same. And eventually, once he gets older and loses a little bit more of that athleticism, he's not gonna be valuable at all. Nowhere near. Why do you think Chris Paul is still valuable to a team? He may not be the most valuable to a team, but he can still help a team out. Because his IQ is so high. He sees the game differently. He plays the game differently than what he did. Slightly different than what he did when he first came into the league. He had to adjust. He had to adjust certain things he can do and certain ways he can score. So that makes him still effective to a team, and he can still help out a team. And part of that, Chris Paul has already had a great IQ, but his IQ is already above a lot of coaches that he may have played for. But anyway, my point is that because his IQ was great, he was able to have longevity in the NBA. That as a point guard, that's really what helped him out a lot. That's really what helped him out a lot. And for Russell Westbrook, that athleticism is not going to last. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. So he needs a coach to help him build his IQ and build on top of that, and just be able to see the game in a different way where he can still play at full throttle while he has his athleticism, but also with a better IQ. That's really the main thing with Westbrook. It's not that he's a terrible player. It's not that he can't win. I don't believe that Westbrook is a loser. None of that. And I don't believe that he chases people away and stuff like that. No, I really believe the organization of Oklahoma is doing him no justice. I really believe the Thunder is not doing him any justice. None at all. Because they don't have a system. The front office put people on terrible deals where they couldn't even bring in more people. It was a stretch for them to get Paul George. But the head coach does not have any system, and nobody's realizing that. Nobody is realizing that at all. And that's a problem right there. That's a problem. As much as I would love for Russell Westbrook to come play for the Detroit Pistons, I don't know if it's going to happen because we don't have any money. But I would love for that to happen just for the simple fact that Dwayne Casey is a good coach and he's a solid coach. And I know he's built multiple players, and he could help Russell Westbrook see the game from a different view and maybe shape him and mold him into being someone even better, or being an even better basketball player, along with people on the team like Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond and Derrick Rose as well. I would love for that. But as far as Russell Westbrook, him going to Miami, I just want him to go play with a solid coach. Even New York. I'm so glad I just brought up New York. I've been wanting to clown New York forever. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going. I can't believe I even forgot. I can't believe I forgot. But New York, y'all should be a damn shame of yourself. I just gotta throw this out here. I gotta throw some New York shade on the New York Knicks, man. Oh, it's terrible. Y'all thought y'all was getting Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I know I'm a little late to this, but y'all thought y'all was getting Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But so I ended up with Julius Randle and some other scrubs on that team. It's just so funny to me. I don't know what influenced or what made y'all think y'all was getting Kevin Durant. That's why I say, man, a lot of people get too caught up into listening to the fake sources and stuff like that. No. Sometimes you just gotta open your eyes and actually think and see what's going on. The whole time, nobody said anything about New York. Nobody wanted to go to New York. Nobody, come on, man. Like, I don't know where that narrative even came from at all. I have no idea where that came from at all. And it's just so funny to me that they really thought Joe was getting Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I thought both of them was going to New York. Yeah, right. But anyway, David Fizdale is a good coach. I want to jump back to topic with Russell Westbrook. David Fizdale is a good coach. I do think he can develop players. Russell Westbrook, I don't know if his development skills is good enough, but I like his IQ for the game, as well as I'm talking about David Fizdale. I like his IQ for the game, and I like what he did in Memphis in terms of installing some kind of system and in terms of the trust that he had with the players. I like that kind of connectedness that he had with the players. But I don't know how well he could develop a player like Russell Westbrook. My main thing is whatever team Russell Westbrook goes to, it needs to be with the coach that can help him develop his game and take it to another level.